Hello everyone, this is Kurt, also known as the 1upkid, and joining me with this ramble is my brother Eric.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about this new Dragon Ball Z 2013 movie poster that was leaked about a week ago. Now, before we actually dive into analyzing this poster, I actually want to talk about this movie just in general. This movie was actually announced early in 2012, and it was a pretty big deal because no one would have thought there was going to be a brand new movie, especially with Dragon Ball, seeing how Kai ended a year before in Japan. And so after that, we saw a picture of a lineup, and then after that, we had a really short teaser trailer of Goku in the CG mountains, and it was cool looking, but we didn't really get much out of it. Now, even though we're very late on this, a picture was leaked out from a Japanese website called 2CH, which I assume is pronounced Tucha. And someone actually took this picture, like, they actually had their MacBook open, and they just took it with, like, a camera. They didn't do, like, the print screen. And they uploaded this onto the website. Now, what's interesting is that a few days later, this thing was completely pulled because, well, this picture was really not supposed to come out to the public at that point in time. Now, when this picture was first shown, a lot of people were skeptical, didn't think it was real, and because, a lot of times false things do come out. But even when you look at this picture, it looks very real, and it would be very difficult for it to be fake, because it just looks too legitimate. And something that helps, what is the word booster, whatever. That fact is that, as you guys can tell, the title.
It just said confirm.
Yes, confirmed. Something that helps is that if you look at the title, it says Battle of the Gods, and a few days later, see, beforehand we actually had no idea what this movie was called. We just called it Dragon Ball Z 2013. And so when this came out, we saw the title. We were all interested. We were all like, "Huh, that's interesting." But then, about a week, more like a few days later, they announced a dual set ticket where you can buy like a single ticket stub that will allow you to go see the One Piece film Z, and it also had this title, Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. So the odds of them being the same title and this apparently being fake is very unlikely. So now that we have that out of the way, the first thing we actually want to talk to you guys about is the actual title, Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. Well, it says Battle of Gods, but I put the, it sounds more natural. And the Japanese lettering, which I think is kanji, says God of God. Now, Eric, what do you think of the title?
See, the history of Dragon Ball Z, the gods are different than in like Christian and modern day beliefs of in this all powerful, omnipotent God that you don't see or see or feel or anything like that. In Dragon Ball Z, the gods are more of the Chinese, like mythology. I mean, King Kai was a god. Kami was a god of Earth. You have the Supreme Kai, the Elder Kai. These are all gods. Kai means god in Japanese. So Battle of the Gods, or Battle of Gods, is weird because Goku's already stronger than most of these Kais and gods. So I think they're trying to branch beyond the Chinese or the whatever they're going on there into like a more broad term, in my opinion.
Yeah, the title seems fitting because, I mean, where else do you go other than gods? It's actually pretty cool when you think about it.
I mean, it has a very Yu-Gi-Oh feel to it, though.
It does. I'm not gonna lie about that. It really does. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, let's talk about the purple cat, who looks like Anubis, the famous ancient Egyptian god.
Anubis was a dog, though.
Dog, cat, same difference. No, just kidding. But yes, this cat-like creature, which I thought was a bunny because of its huge ears, but I think it is a cat because it makes more sense. We can assume that this purple villain is the primary villain because he is interlocked in battle with Goku. Now, this character has probably the most controversy around him because when we look at him, well, he just looks kind of strange as a whole. He looks very thin, which is not a big deal, but he just looks kind of meh.
Zombie-like?
Well, I think he's supposed to look very skinny. I guess that's
Like
the idea.
a mummified version.
What do you think of him?
Um, well, seeing how we've had the weirdest creatures in Dragon Ball Z. I mean, the mayor or president of the world, I think it was, is a dog. You know, he's not that off. His eyes kind of reminds me of Bobbity a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely has a very Egyptian pharaoh, feel to him. I don't get the cat ears though. I mean the bunny ears. And Anubis looks like a dog from what I remember in school. I don't think he could be that bad, but I don't think he could be the primary bad guy. He doesn't look smart enough,
Yeah, it looks weird because even though many criticize Majin Buu because Majin Buu's design as a whole is very simple compared to like Cell's and even Frieza's, even though I think Frieza has a very simple design.
Well, the final form of Frieza did.
Yes.
But he was just a nightmare in Akira Toriyama's childhood.
Yeah. But at the same time, I guess my point here is that Majin Buu, even though he may look strange, I think works, but this cat just seems... I don't know, it just seems weird that this is the biggest threat since Majin Buu. This is what it's trying to advertise. Do you agree with that or no?
I mean, yeah. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Alright, so yes, that is the purple cat character. We'll find out his name whenever the movie comes out, or beforehand most likely. Now the next thing we want to talk about is the pink character in between Goku and this purple cat character that is floating, that it looks like he or she, which I think is a she, is descending from the clouds. So what do you think of this character?
Well, from this poster, it looks like there's some kind of tournament. There's a simple formula that Dragon Ball starts to follow after a while. There's a bad guy, and then he has a henchman that he does all his work. The brains and the bronze, pretty much. Vegeta had Nappa that did most of the fighting, and Frieza let the Ginyu Force and all of his henchmen do all the fighting, and then Cell, not really. I mean, unless you count the Cell Juniors, and then you had Bobbity with Buu. So he could be like the guy pulling the strings. He could be another Kai, a higher Kai, coming down from the clouds, because he kind of has, a Kai hairdo, because they all have freaky hairdo.
And clothing. The clothing looks very Kai-like.
Yeah. So he could be the one pulling the strings. He could be the real threat. Or maybe he's the good guy that's, trying to warn Goku and all of them. I really don't know. Or a spectator. He could just be a spectator going, this is interesting.
Yeah. I think it's a girl. The only reason why I say that is that it just looks like it has a feminine figure. And I guess that pink part that's swirling could be the hair, and next to it could be either more hair or earrings. And
well, all the Kais wear earrings.
Yeah, but they look like hoop earrings, possibly. Like those big circle things.
Yeah, I know what a hoop is.
Okay. You mentioned the whole tournament thing, and I think that's interesting because this person could be hosting a tournament to test out our hero's strength, and they could really be the mastermind behind this. They could be messing around, and maybe that could be the plot. Maybe they're trying to blow up the world, but they're trying to dictate. They're trying to see whether or not Earth is worth it or not. I know I'm not making much sense, but I can't really describe what I'm feeling about that. So
pretty much he would have like a Cell feeling, fight for the planet, or else I'll blow it up.
Yeah, essentially. Alright, well, that is the pink character. That's at least what we get from that pink character. The next thing we want to talk about is pretty much all the characters we see. Now, on the very top, of course, is Goku. He needs no introduction. At the very bottom, we have Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan, Goten. And then at the very far left, we have a girl character, which we can assume is Videl, because Videl has a huge importance to the plot. And as you can tell, she's sporting a new wardrobe, like a red dress. It looks like a Chinese dress, kind of, with black pants. Or
I don't know if the dress looks Chinese. Her hair do.
Yeah, her
looks
hair.
Like an old Chinese.
So, what do you think of this redesign, or really a new hair style and clothing and all? What do you think of it?
I don't know. I mean, they might be trying to make her seem young because I guess she was like 15 or 16.
She is very young. I mean, she and Gohan's older than her by a year, but like this movie only takes us a little after the Majin Buu saga, so it's not like a major time has passed. So it's still a good amount of time.
You know, she kind of reminds me of Chi-Chi in some ways, which is kind of weird since Gohan's probably in love with his mother. But
What?
no, she her look, I don't know, it's supposed to, I think it's a formal outfit, you know. She always has a different look for the most part in all the movies and all that. At least I think she does.
She does. It's not nothing dramatic though. Like her hair stays the same, but here they completely changed it by giving her a hairband and having her hair.
It could be a few years later.
I think so. It could be a few years later. And then next to Videl behind her is her father, Mr. Satan. And then right above them is Fat Boo. And right next to Goten is Yamcha. And then in between Gohan and Vegeta is Krillin and Tien Shinhan. And on the very right we have Piccolo. And then at the very bottom we have Bulma. So yes, we have all the characters, and it's pretty cool. The next thing we want to talk about, which is actually pretty important, is that if you look near Videl's legs, you see 3 little people, and it was actually confirmed before this movie was even shown that the Peel-Off group from essentially the very first villain in the Dragon Ball franchise will be in this movie. And the reason why we knew about this beforehand was that a toy line that made a lot of the Dragon Ball Kai toys, as Kai was running, they're making toys for this film. And one of the toys they show off was Peel-Off, May, and Shu. And if you look at this poster right near Videl's legs, at the very far left, you see Peel-Off, May, and then Shu. So what do you think about the Peel-Off group returning?
I think it could be interesting. I think it's a plot point. You know, they're always looking for a way to take over the world, and maybe they unlock some kind of secret chamber or the bad guy or whatever who was concealed in there, went to Egypt. You know, they were always looking for some kind of magic fix, a Dragon Balls to be taller, and maybe Peel-Off heard of some rumor to get taller in Egypt, make his wish come true. Went there and unleashed the bad guy. They were always like a comic relief. They were never really a threat. So maybe Dragon Ball's kind of going back to a lighter kind of mood. Or maybe it's just a tribute to all the years of Dragon Ball. I don't know.
I think they are just going to be a comic relief. I think because it's such an anniversary film, and this is going to be a big film, they kind of wanted to bring in a lot. So having a Peel-Off group coming back, it's going to be pretty nice. It's also, as you stated, like an anniversary thing. So it'll be cool. And I think they will have a plot. I think they will have a significance to the plot. I don't think they'll be the primary point, but you don't just bring them up and just not care for like no reason. Alright, well, the next thing we want to talk about is the outfits. Now, the first thing we do want to talk about, now, I'll list all the outfits, and what I mean by this is some interesting changes, even though we kind of already saw these changes when this movie was promoted, and that's primarily Goku's gi has the turtle and has a turtle symbol on it, which is to assume that he also has the Kaio symbol on the back of it, and Vegeta is also wearing his Saiyan armor. And if you look in the background, you can see that Krillin is wearing a green Chinese outfit, something similar to what Gohan wore when he was like 4 years old.
War.
What?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
War, not weird.
Well, war. Yes. And Tien, I can't tell. Looks like he's wearing something, and everyone else is more or less wearing casual. And Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, and Piccolo, and Majin Buu, they're all pretty much wearing their normal outfits. So, we do want to talk about, Eric, what's your feeling on Goku retaining his original gi from pretty much the Frieza saga?
See, I like the newer one better, from Cell Saga or Android Saga up.
Which is where they removed the symbols off of his gi.
They also changed the wrap around his waist from having the little trails, like the little ties. He just completely wrapped it around. In this picture, you know, he has the like Cell Saga wrap, but he has like the turtle shell or turtle symbol back on. The other thing is, I can't tell what color this is because his old costume was red and his newer costume was orange, and this one looks like a red-orange.
I think it is orange. It's just someone took this picture off of their computer, so it's not going to be as crisp as it should be. I mean, this is a very good-looking picture for what this person got, but it's not as best as it could be.
I mean, I'm not gonna, judge judge the movie based on their outfits, but Goku, I didn't like the turtle symbol. I just thought it was cooler when Goku was like, yeah, I'm my own trainer now. So
I don't mind it. Like, I understand why you don't like it because it makes his outfit seem busy, but at the same time, it's more recognizable to Goku. That's just my feeling on it. Now, let's jump to Vegeta. Now, maybe we'll get this out of the way. Krillin and Tien wearing different outfits. We really don't mind it that much. So we'll talk more about Vegeta.
It kind of looks like they're at a party. I mean, they're outside. Everybody's gathered. They don't really gather unless there's a party. And they got the umbrellas and tables and wine that Bulma and Videl are drinking. So it looks like
Trunks? I mean, not Trunks. Wow. Krillin and Bulma are both drinking alcoholic beverages.
So is Videl, I thought.
She is? I don't see anything.
Look near. Yeah,
yeah, she is. She has a little glass. Cool.
So clearly this was some kind of party, and all of a sudden somebody showed up, and everybody decided to go Super Saiyan. Piccolo's just going to watch.
I really hope Piccolo's involved. I love Piccolo. That's the one thing that a lot of people don't like about the Buu Saga, including myself.
That they made Piccolo into a babysitter?
It's that Piccolo becomes such a background character. I'm not saying he's completely irrelevant, because I mean he's pretty important to the Buu Saga plot, but he doesn't fight anymore, and it sucks, because, come on, who doesn't like Piccolo?
I don't know. I like Piccolo. He's cool.
I like Piccolo.